When I was growing up, the type of music that I listened to was doo-wop, which was what they call the music of the 1950s and probably mid-60s. When the Beatles came, they actually destroyed doo-wop. Everything in its path was destroyed by the Beatles. But I really enjoyed that kind of music because it was more soulful than rap. Not to say that I don't like rap, but I really can't compare doo-wop music to rap because doo-wop music is more melodic and their lyrics are more flavorful. They're not so drastic, and they're more about love.
The music that I remember, they were like the 70s. And what happened was is that some of the other people that I remember, some of the better popular bands was like Chicago, Santana, some of the Beatles. They started breaking up and what have you. The music was good. I couldn't, couldn't disagree that it wasn't good. It was popular, and as compared to today, it's a little different. Music is really like individual. A lot of it has to do with how people were brought up and what they're used to.
Well, technology has affected me immensely because I made my living with technology. I walked into what they call the beginning of computer operations, mainframe operations in 1970, and that was the beginning, I thought, of a great idea that worked beautiful, and I was able to work with a lot of equipment from IBM, which I found to be very, very, very excellent equipment. And like I said before, I made my living with this new technology. And as I walked into 1970 into computer operations, I feel that today robotics is the next part, the next generation.
I don't think so. I think cell phones just have to be part of the cultural thing. Sometimes I think cell phones are too much involved. I remember I only had a telephone. It was a whole family telephone. And sometimes if you wanted to make a private telephone, you would have to go outside and use a coin operating one to make telephones. My father worked for the telephone company, so it was kind of like a privilege to have one. I think cell phones now are not that bad. It's kind of like almost like instantaneous, like the rest of the society wants things done very, very fast.
I wouldn't say so because there were many times when I could have gotten in contact with my dad to let him know that I wasn't going to be home at 11 o'clock because I was taking the subway then in the city, and the subway delayed me, and I knew if I got home after 11 o'clock, my father was going to be very angry because we had a curfew, and you had to abide by that curfew because I grew up in the projects in Red Hook of South Brooklyn. So if I had a cell phone, I could be able to call him up and say, "Dad, take it easy. I'm going to be okay. The train is late." So it didn't work out that, but it worked out all right. You had many more acts. You had not just in the field of music, the singing and dancing, but there were other parts of entertainment that kind of just went to the wayside. If I can think of one, well, dancing for sure was a big thing. I think the epitome of it all is when Michael Jackson came about. He was the greatest part of that entertainment that is no longer here anymore.
Well, there was kind of like different things. When I was growing up, there was like the Vietnam War. Even when I was a little kid at that particular time, a lot of people were so-called a hippie group. So they actually had some psychedelic, colorful clothing and what have you. They had long hair. Since I came from a conservative family, I had short hair. Clothes were kind of like I said earlier, different. They had some like big high heels for girls used to walk around. Um, the long hair, dark hair, dyed was just pretty much like a natural blonde or some other color like that. Some of the kids now have some crazy hair styles and try to make a point that sometimes I'm not too sure what they're trying to express.